everybody? Welcome to KTM Sports Nation. I am your host, Kevin McGinnis, and I'm looking forward to this week of sports. You know, I'm looking to get into UFC. This is my guest, Tommy Holohan. Thanks for coming on today.
Joy to be here.
Appreciate you being on. And I'm excited about what's going on in the UFC and what we have in store for especially next year. There's a lot of stuff going on in the UFC, and tomorrow night we got one of the best heavyweight fights of the year.
Absolutely.
You know, what do you think about tomorrow's fight between Aspinall and Gane?
I think Aspinall is going to pound him, but that's just my belief.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good fight, but I think right now Aspinall's at the top of his game.
I think Aspinall is definitely one of the best fight. He
No
is the
doubt.
best heavyweight in the UFC for sure. But I still think John Jones would beat him if they fought though.
Absolutely.
I don't know. People think John Jones ducks Aspinall, but I think John Jones easily beats Aspinall.
Yeah, I think so too. I'd say, I mean, I think he's a phenomenon. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
he's an anomaly, but I don't think he's not to be beaten.
No.
I think that he's got ring rust right now.
Yep.
I think he's not getting any younger, and I know you probably don't agree with me, but I think my man Alex will bury him.
I disagree. I think Alex Pereira doesn't have the ground game, because I think if John Jones takes him to the ground, I don't think Alex Pereira has a chance.
Yeah.
But boxing, that would be interesting. Standing up, Pereira could have a chance.
It would be phenomenal. I think what happened the last fight when he fought Llia, it just goes to show you, because I thought it was an excuse when he lost to him the first time, and he's like, I don't feel good,
Right.
blah, 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 which a lot of these guys get into. But the truth of the matter is, when he came back and fought him a couple of weeks ago,
Yep.
brother, he walked through him like a lawnmower through dry grass.
Yep.
He buried him, and I think when he's on his game, he's an extreme. I think, personally, I think he's unbelievable.
Oh, he's unreal.
I know, and I've been watching.
And the only
this since
reason
day
why he
one.
lost the first fight against Ankalaev is because he had a broken hand.
Yes, that's
You
what
know.
he said. I
Yeah,
believe him.
he mopped the floor with him the second
He
fight.
did. I didn't believe him. I didn't believe when he said that. I'm like, these guys all make excuses.
Yeah.
But when he came out that second
destroyed
time,
him.
he just kept going forward, and those hands looked like they looked like catcher's mitts.
Yeah. I'm glad those Russians are losing, because I'm not a fan of them.
You're not a fan of the Russians.
No, I'm not a fan of Khabib or any of those guys,
Yeah.
especially because I like Conor too.
Yes,
So it's either one side or the other.
Yeah.
I just want to welcome everybody joining on Instagram. Thanks for joining, guys. Well, and everybody on YouTube. I'm glad that you guys have joined for another great week of sports. Yep, I'm excited about what's going on. And Aspinall is definitely the real deal. Aspinall is the real deal, but even though I think Gane's gonna lose. Gane, whatever his name is, I think he loses first round. I think Aspinall wins.
Yeah. I think so too. I'm not really a fan of Gane. I'm really not.
I don't know why he keeps getting these title fights.
I don't know. Ask Dana White, bro.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve it.
Speaking to Dana White, brother, the White House.
Let's
Can
go.
you
I
believe
can't
this?
wait. The
I'm
White House.
telling you,
I'm
man.
excited.
It's crazy.
June 14, 2026. Save the date. It's the 250th anniversary of the United States of America and our independence from
Yes.
Britain. That is going to be some spectacle. I think it's going to be live on CBS.
Bro,
said.
you know what just occurred to me?
What happened?
It's probably going to be at the ballroom
Yeah,
that Trump's
I
building
know.
right
I
now.
know.
Right?
It could be.
That people are freaking out
It
over.
could be. You never know.
Can
You only got a couple
imagine?
months, but as of right now, it's going to be on the South Lawn. Even that alone, with the White House in the background, the
Oh, my.
spectacle of that. Imagine walking into the on the White House property and then having that in the background as you're getting ready to fight. You know, the nerves and the chills and the excitement at the same time coming through you would be insane.
It'll probably never be duplicated
No,
again.
this will be a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Unless you never know. I
Yeah.
mean, Donald Trump, you never know with him. That's the one thing you got to
man.
say. He's
And I'm going. I told you that, right? If I win the lottery.
yeah, get Elon Musk, give him a call.
Give Musk a call, my buddy.
Yeah, but it was originally supposed to be 20,000 to 25,000, but I think Dana White said with security, you can't 25,000 people at the White House kind of hard to contain, so they're having it under 5,000 or at 5,000 at least. And there's gonna be a huge park, right down the street. Supposedly expected to have 70,000 people there
Oh, can you imagine?
on the screen.
Yeah. Well, we could go to that.
Yeah, that we could do.
At least we could say we've been there.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, I would love to watch it
Yeah.
there. That would imagine just the atmosphere of just. I mean, I love fighting. I've been watching it since I was a kid. I remember watching one of the first fights with you when Chuck Liddell lost his last fight.
Was that at my house?
That was at my house.
No
but
kidding.
that was one of the.
Yeah.
That was. I thought Chuck Liddell would go out, as a champ,
Yeah.
but
Who beat him up? Rashad?
Yeah, Rashad.
Yeah,
Rashad
he knocked
Evans.
him out. Nobody saw that coming. Forget it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Rashad Evans is one of the best of the time.
Yes.
Phil.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
the heavyweight division was absolutely insane at that time. Chuck Liddell, Brock Lesnar,
Yep.
Rashad Evans,
Until Machida knocked him
Machida.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, was it Machida or Shogun? Shogun.
I believe Machida knocked out my man Rashad, if I remember
He did?
correctly.
Oh yeah, light
I could be
heavy.
wrong
Yeah,
on
but that might have been light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Because I know John
Yeah.
Jones beat everybody in light
Oh,
heavyweight. He
come
fought all
on,
those
yeah,
guys.
I know.
That's why I continually say
Yeah.
John Jones is the greatest mixed martial
Yeah, come
artist
on,
to ever
yeah.
step foot in the ring. He shouldn't even have a loss on his resume because of a stupid elbow rule.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the White House, they have a lot. The report is that the weigh-ins is going to be at the Lincoln Memorial. Imagine standing on those steps and then having all those people standing right there. That's going to be something else.
That is going to be unprecedented on the birthday of America.
Yeah, having Abraham Lincoln on the chair behind you
My
too.
man Abe right there.
One of the greatest presidents who ever
Amen.
lived for sure.
17th.
But the rumored fighters for that UFC card is Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, John Jones, Alex Pereira, Justin Gaethje, Islam Makhachev, Sean O'Malley, Ilya Poirier, Tom Aspinall, Leon Edwards, Colby Covington, Khamzat Chimaev, Dustin Poirier says he doesn't. I've seen rumors that he would fight for that one time and then go back into his retirement. I mean, he's one of the best entertaining fighters. Dustin Poirier. He'll fight anybody.
Come
too.
on. Brother, the only thing greater than this is the coming of the Lord.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and we'll get into that with Conor.
Yeah.
How he, Conor definitely. It looks like he's changed his life when it comes to that aspect.
Yeah.
But Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira.
What? This is
Yeah. They're going to
all
put
of
on.
these guys.
Dana White said this is going to be the greatest UFC card in the history of the UFC.
Wow.
I mean, who would? I think John Jones would be the main event.
I heard that the president's fighting Chuck Schumer.
And Elon Musk is fighting Mark Zuckerberg. I remember when that was a big
Yeah,
thing.
remember that?
What's going on Instagram? Let's see what we got here. Yeah, you got a lot of good fights coming on that are actually potential good fights that could be for the next, big card at the White House. You got amazing fights. And then Ilya and Islam, speaking of Poirier maybe being on the card, the rumor is if Makhachev gets the job done against Jack, I forget his last name.
Delameta.
Delameta. And if he beats him, Islam Makhachev, that's going to be the fight for the welterweight belt.
That is going to be.
That would
worth
be
it
one of
just
the
to see
greatest
that.
fights in the history of the UFC. That would be right up there with Khabib, Conor, John Jones,
Yes,
and other
yes,
people fighting.
yes.
That would be a blockbuster
Kevin,
fight for sure.
I don't think the Spaniard gets enough credit. That guy,
Unreal.
he has not beaten Kevin.
Yeah.
He has walked through. The only guy I know that stood up to him, correct me if I'm wrong, is Josh Emmett. Emmett.
Yeah.
But Emmett looked like he got hit with a hit in the face with a
With a
bag of
truck.
nickels when he was
Yep.
in a truck. Forget about it. But bro, he has knocked out Max Holloway,
Yep.
which is insane.
Yep.
He's beat everybody. He's run through. them.
Volkanovski.
Oh,
he
think
beat
about it.
Charles Oliveira.
Oh.
These guys are at the time, they still are amazing fighters, but they were winning.
Yeah.
And they were building cases to be champions, and this guy completely just dropped them.
Yes.
That right hand is the best right hand in
Yes.
UFC right now.
Yeah.
Easily.
No, forget it.
He's unbelievable.
Yes.
But that would be an absolute super fight between Ilya
Yes.
Poirier and Islam Makhachev. That would be one of the best fights in the history of the UFC. And Poirier and I know Poirier and Islam, I don't think they like each other either.
Probably not.
Yeah, they always go back and forth on Twitter. So
Yeah. Good.
even I like Poirier a lot, but I think he tries a little too much to be like Conor. He has the same tattoo on his back and everything.
Does he?
Yeah, but Conor was one of the best
Yeah.
in his prime. I mean,
Yeah.
if he didn't get into the things that he got into,
Yeah.
he would have been the greatest of all time because he was the first fighter to win 2 belts at the same
Yes.
time. And Ilya just did it. Ilya just won. He was
Yes.
featherweight, and then he won the lightweight belt against Oliveira. I thought Oliveira would be the toughest opponent for him because Oliveira is Brazilian jiu-jitsu,
Yes.
and he just submits almost everybody he fights.
Yeah.
But Ilia Topuria completely walked him through.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
don't
that.
forget too when he beat Max Holloway.
Yeah.
I don't think Holloway not only Holloway had been beaten before.
That was for the lightweight, yeah.
Right.
No, featherweight. I'm sorry.
I get lost in all the weight classes, but when you think about it, brother, when he beat him, Holloway had never been put down.
Yep.
Holloway had never been down.
He's never been down.
Never
ever.
been down. And it's not like Holloway, which I thought Holloway had seen his day. I'm like, these guys peak. They peak and then they begin to decline, all of them. I thought that Holloway, that it was over until he knocked out, wait, what? Justin
Gaethje.
He knocked Gaethje out.
I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
UFC has been around for years. That was the greatest knockout in the history of the UFC, in my opinion.
Yeah.
When he said, let's go right here in the middle of the ring, the last second of the fight, he knocks him out.
Yeah, knocked him out. Now, so I figured, Max Holloway is a terrifying man to begin with.
Yeah.
Now he's back. He's gonna. I'm figuring he's probably gonna put a beating on the Spaniard, but the Spaniard walked through him.
Unbelievable.
Yes, sir.
Ilia Topuria is right now he's making a case, or if he already made the case, to be one of the greatest fighters in the history of the UFC.
Absolutely.
He's beaten 3 all-time greats.
Yes, sir.
And if he beats Islam, that's it. He's solidified as one of the greatest for sure.
At this point, the only one
I'm rooting for him to beat Islam.
I'm telling you.
I want him to beat Islam.
At this point, the only person he couldn't beat is me. And at this point in my age,
you were a 3-time division champ.
I couldn't whip a fly if you had a headache.
Yeah, so Ilia Topuria is no joke, man. Yeah, absolutely no joke. But I want to talk about Max Holloway.
Yeah.
Max Holloway, he was never dropped.
Never.
Ever. And then Ilia Topuria, you think, fighting a guy, I know he was building, off of certain knockouts against Alex Volkanovski, and, after beating him and fighting Max Holloway, you think you would be maybe, a little worried about fighting a guy who has never been knocked out or knocked down at all. But the minute the fight started against Max Holloway, Ilia Topuria point in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, you're right. What confidence. Right?
I know. It was like complete confidence, and Max Holloway didn't do it because maybe he knew who he didn't know he didn't know who he was messing with. And unfortunately, I like Max Holloway, but I like Ilia Topuria more. Yeah. Ilia Topuria completely dropped him.
But I will say this, Kevin, this is just my contention. I've watched Holloway from every fight he's ever fought, and even though he came back, he's had a tremendous comeback, he wasn't what he once was. Back in the day, that guy, look what he did to him.
How many fights did he win? He won fight after fight years ago.
And he was unrelentless the way he'd go in. His ability to move, to stick and move. Once he had you, he was a finisher. He was not going to back up. He went after. He just was a very, very tough man. So again, our hats off to the Spaniard. Unbelievable.
Yes, I would say about Max Holloway, he is not. He has a great resume, but he isn't better than Alexander Volkanovski. The reason why I would say that is because I think Volkanovski's a better fighter. He has a better chin, even though he's been knocked out. But I think he has a better chin than Max Holloway because I've seen some fights at Volkanovski. He's got completely drilled in the jaw, but especially by Diego Lopez recently.
Yeah.
Volkanovski stood in there with him and won the belt back. Unbelievable fight.
Well, Volkanovski whooped Max Holloway.
Yeah, 3 times.
3 times. You could say the second one. No, he beat him
3 times.
No doubt.
Definitely.
Look how the Spaniard destroyed.
Yeah,
That's why I'm saying this guy's a terror.
He's my new favorite fighter.
Me too.
And I picked him against all those guys.
Did you really?
I picked Topuria against Volkanovski because I watched this fight against Emmett.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy's a killer.
Yeah.
And he is.
He is.
He's a killer.
Yeah. What do you think it is?
I think he just wants to be the greatest. He said it many times. He wants to be the greatest fighter in the history of the UFC.
Wow.
And he actually wants to get into boxing and fight the champion, Terrence Crawford.
Well, I was just going to say, because what he has, if you watch him, he has a perfect boxing stance.
He does.
He's
an amazing boxer.
You know, I come from a line of fighters. You know, all of my, you know, my father was a fighter. My grandpa, my Uncle Joe was going pro, but he killed a guy in a bar
Yeah.
back in the 50s. But my point is, those boxers, they always make a very small target. You never see them standing like this. They're sideways.
He annihilates people.
Yeah, and he's got a classic boxing stance. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's absolutely unreal. He's one of my favorite fighters.
Me too.
But back to my I'm going to talk about my favorite fighter, Conor McGregor, right now.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of rumors that, there's been a lot of stuff going on in his life what's caused him not to fight for the last 4 or 5 years. I think a big part is that because of drugs.
Yeah.
He hasn't been a man of his word.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I thought he was going to fight last year against Michael Chandler, and then he breaks his toe.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe he broke his toe because Dana White is best friends with Conor McGregor. They're like buddy. But the rumor, actually not the rumor, the Conor McGregor came out and said he wants to fight Michael Chandler at the White House. He looks like he's lost some weight too. He looks like he's getting into fighting shape, and he looks like his attitude has changed big time. I mean, when it comes to faith, it's a big part of both our lives here.
Yes.
He made a big, shocking announcement when it came to turning his life to God and being reading into God's word. I mean, I've never heard him say that.
No,
I've never heard him say that.
Listen, I'm Irish through and through.
Yeah.
The Irish are a very, each ethnicity has different things that distinguish them. Because as I've been around the world, I've noticed that what have you. I happened to stop in Ireland back in the early '90s.
I would like to go one day.
Yeah, it was amazing to be there because you find out a lot about who you are when you go back to the country you're from.
Yeah.
It's in our ethnicity. But here's what I'm trying to say. McGregor is a very Irish guy. He's
very
temper,
Irish. Yeah.
very stubborn. The Irish are stubborn. They're thick-headed. And I think that's got him, me personally, I think that has led him down a trail.
Plus the fame. The fame got in his head, too.
Right.
He said it recently. The fame, he said it actually before this one. He said the fame it took over him to a point where he couldn't control what he was doing.
You know something? Glory is the most intoxicating thing in the world. You know, when Rockefeller became governor many years ago, not John D., but the original Rockefeller, he gave up a lot of money to become governor of New York.
Yeah.
And people said to him, this is a word for all of us here, no matter what. They said to him, why would you take a job as governor of New York, which only paid at that time like $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
And why would you leave everything you have? And he said, well, you don't understand. He said, there's only one thing greater than money, and that's glory.
Yep.
He said, when you're driving down and you're in an open limousine and you're going down Fifth Avenue and there's a ticker tape parade and people are screaming your name, there's an exhilarating feeling that you have. It's called glory. And Conor touched that. You see, only God should get glory for anything in our lives.
Yeah.
Right? Caesar Augustus said the same thing.
Right.
You know, he said, they say that Caesar Augustus had a bodyguard that walked with him in Rome and said every 2 minutes out loud, he told Caesar told him, always say this to me every 2 minutes, you are only a man.
Right,
you are only a man. We have to remember, no matter how great we get or not great, we're only men.
Yeah,
God
you got to
made
go
us.
back to you got to go back to just being humble.
Yes, I think maybe he's been humbled. Life has a way of doing
He actually was talking about legacy, leaving a legacy for his children and his family.
that.
I've never heard him talk like the way he talked
Yeah.
last night.
Well, a lot of the guys that I've noticed, Kevin, in UFC.
Tito Ortiz.
Well, I know Tito.
Yeah, I know. I know. He
Tito's,
told me.
I couldn't believe it. I met him. He's got a restaurant right where I live in Cape Coral. It's called Tito's Cantina. I went in and met him because his son and my grandson, who I'm raising, are best friends.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I went in to say
I want to
hello.
meet Tito one
Bro,
day too.
the guy's got a hand the size of my head.
One of the best fighters in the history of the UFC. Also in the early 2000s, guy was a monster.
Monster. I met him. I walked up to him. I said, Tito, I always promised myself if I ever met you that I'd put a beating on you immediately. Of course, he bust out laughing. He said, why is that? I said, because you beat the daylights out of my main man, Ken Shamrock.
Yeah,
you know?
he destroyed him.
Yeah, he destroyed him.
That guy, when he came down the ring, he came with authority.
Yes.
I remember him coming down with the flag.
Yes, remember
He
with
was
the flag?
running with
yeah,
the flag.
yeah.
That guy was no joke. When
Yes.
he came into the octagon, it was time for
better
business.
run.
Yeah. He was one of the best.
Yeah,
But
truly.
but I think Conor's serious now. You know, I don't believe you've watched the video from last night, but when you do, I think you could tell that he's actually serious about coming back.
Yeah.
Is life changing, and you know he's leaving a legacy for his children. I've never heard him talk like this ever. It's either been yeah, I've never heard him talk like that, and he really wants to put on a show at the White House next year. He said he's got that fighting spark back. You know.
Well, let's see what happens.
Do you think he'll come back?
I think if he gets his, focus is a powerful thing. That's how you turn a magnifying glass that sits in your drawer. You can put it under the sun and focus it and burn a hole through a piece of metal.
Right.
Focus is everything. If Conor has given his life to the Lord and he's gotten his center back, and he's got, and he can, of course. I don't, brother. There's a point where I know you love Conor.
He's lost everything too.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, I mean, he just got that rape allegation.
Really?
It doesn't make sense when you read the report.
Yeah.
It looks like to me a girl that just wanted the money.
Yeah.
But he lost his proper 12 collaboration.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Okay.
So he's lost a lot. He had to pay a lot of money to the woman too.
Okay.
I forget her name.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
But yeah. So things happen.
It's like Jesus said, "What does it profit you if you gain the world but lose your soul?" So sometimes you got to bottom out before you figure out that you ain't all that. You know.
Yeah.
So let's believe that maybe he's found the Lord and now he's coming up and give God the glory and not Conor McGregor.
Yeah, and I think with God on his side in the octagon, he'll be a force.
I know you'll be a happy camper if he wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been watching him forever.
Since day one,
forever. When he beat Jose Aldo in 13 seconds, I said this guy's going to be the greatest fighter in the history of the UFC. Because Jose Aldo, how many years was he undefeated?
You're saying that the knockout of Max Holloway,
when
he knocked out Justin Gaethje, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But, bro, for me, the greatest knockout, nobody expected.
No.
And you know me, I've been in on this since it began in '93. I remember when Gephardt Depardieu kicked the sumo wrestler's teeth straight out of the ring.
Yeah.
I said, I'm in all the way, honey.
Yeah.
No, bro. What were we saying right there?
Talking about UFC and Conor McGregor coming back, and then how you watched from
when
'93.
he knocked out
Jose Aldo.
That was
13
ridiculous.
seconds.
Right.
I don't think Jose Aldo lost. I think it was 10 to 12 years.
Never
he didn't
lost.
Lose. He was ridiculous. Jose Aldo, Anderson Silva, those guys didn't lose.
Yes.
Those guys are easily in the GOAT conversation.
Absolutely.
Top 5 ever.
And he knocked him out, Kevin.
Cold.
Adios.
And you know what's crazy? They actually had videotape when Conor was in the locker room that was released later on of how he was going to counterpunch Jose Aldo. And he completely did it.
He did it, yeah.
Completely dropped him.
It and dropped him. That was crazy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable knockout. And then he went on to beat, what's his name? Eddie Alvarez for the lightweight belt. Completely annihilated him. His hands behind the back sometimes in that fight. Completely destroyed him.
Did you ever study? Me, I'm nuts with this stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I will watch an entire fight in slow motion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
When I watch live events, I turn.
That's what's good about YouTube. You could do you could do speed limit if you want to do fast or slow, and you could really tell how people read counters and punches and left hooks and right hooks.
It's
and kicks.
crazy. When I watch UFC fights at my house in Florida, I turn all the volume down because I like to watch the pure, everything that's happening. But when he knocked out Eddie Alvarez, the punch that he hit him with a combination.
Yeah.
That Kevin, it was so fast,
ridiculous.
You have to.
Conor has the best, and at the time he had the best left hand in the history of the UFC.
Oh,
I think he still does.
Still does, probably. Yeah.
But you were saying about Eddie Alvarez,
the combination that he took him down with. It was like watching a cat. You couldn't see it properly unless you watched it and put it in slow mo, and then you could see that combination. It was
unbelievable.
Lethal,
I think it was, if I remember, it was an overhand. Was it overhand right at first?
I don't remember.
I think it was an overhand right first, and then he hit it up.
Yeah.
And then he went left, and then he went left again.
Yeah.
And then Eddie Alvarez went down. He went down twice in that fight. First
Yes,
one, I think the bell rang. He saved him.
Yeah.
And the second one,
Didn't he
was
hit
finished.
him with a double left jab?
Yeah, he was done.
So he pulled a Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yeah, he was done. Left hand, he's the best fighter in the history of the UFC. Conor McGregor, best left fighter in the history of the UFC. I'm looking forward to his return big time because he looks like he said in his quote, he said he has a roaring blaze to get back in the octagon. Yeah, last night.
So he just made this announcement.
BKFC and the owner of that he's co-owner of BKFC Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. The other guy that owns it with him, his name is David Feldman.
Okay.
He said that Conor means business.
Really?
Yeah. And he said he's so happy that Conor has his mind in the right place now.
Wow. Well, you know this. You know what's amazing? It's what a man will do for his children.
Yeah.
What a man will do for.
He's
his
got.
children.
I think he has 3 kids. He has 3 kids. He has 2 boys, I believe, and 1 girl.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I
think he has. And he's been with the same woman since since he had nothing in Ireland.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Wow.
So.
Well, you know what? He, brother, a lot of I grew up with a father that was a fighter, was a boxer, and he had that same rage. I saw that. Rage is worse than anger. It's like anger on steroids, you know. And I think that rage got him in trouble with Khabib.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't control.
Well, the trainer said before the fight that he wasn't focused. He was too busy partying too much.
Partying, angry.
This trainer, I mean, it's.
Wow.
I believe that because he was once he got that fame, he was a different person. He was a different person. He fought like twice in like 4 years. He didn't fight as much.
Yeah.
But that's why he lost.
Yeah.
I think if he was serious and determined like the way he was, he could have had a chance.
Yeah. I think it's really hard to be determined when you got $500 million in the bank. You know,
and you got money coming in for a whiskey business that everybody
and
bought.
Got
a lot of people
lined
buy.
up, brother, taking tickets to go out with him. I mean, what that'd be a very difficult thing to. And think about it. At the time, he was not married.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what kind of foundation, obviously, apparently, he doesn't have a really strong family life. But a lot of these guys.
He's close with his mother and father. His mother and father love him. They were there every time he fought.
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So
hey, this will be great, man. Can you imagine, Kevin, if he actually?
I want him to knock him. I like Michael Chandler too. He's actually a believer too.
Yeah, he is. He's a strong Christian.
He's a Christian, and but I'm gonna go with my boy.
Yeah, me too.
I want him to win.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Michael Chandler is a great inspiration when it comes to energy and entertainment in the ring, but I don't think he has a stand-up game to fight with Conor. And he doesn't have the chin because he's gotten dropped every single fight. Justin Gaethje's dropped him.
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier's dropped him. Who else dropped him? Oh, Paddy Pimblett just annihilated him. Paddy Pimblett is unbelievable.
Bro, come on.
I think Paddy should fight Llia in January.
Oh, I never liked Paddy. I always thought he was overrated, just a big mouth. But I gotta tell you, he without a doubt reinvented himself.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Come back. I mean, guys, anybody that's out there right now watching this and watches UFC, you got to say that you wouldn't have put a dime on any of his old fights. He has come back. Now, I'll tell you with Chandler. Chandler was great before UFC.
Bellator.
When there was another one, WEC.
Yeah.
I think it was WEC. That's where Don Cerrone was in.
Right.
A lot of these guys.
Yeah, Don Cerrone was great when he was in his prime.
He was really, bro. Nobody's
Conor
messing
waxed
around.
him a couple years ago.
But back in the day, Chandler had a trilogy with this dude. I think the dude was from Guatemala. Say the weird name.
Yeah.
But bro, the fights those two had. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I am wrong. That was Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, Justin
Back
Gaethje.
in the day, Gaethje fought this guy Panjotto, whatever his name was. Those fights were insane. Do you know who my favorite fighter is to this day?
Who is it?
You're gonna hate me.
Oh.
Boss Rutan.
Boss Rutan was good.
Boss Rutan was the king of pancrase. I mean, Rutan put away Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
In Ken Shamrock's.
That's early UFC.
Early, he put him away. Boss Rutan was a devastating fighter. Went on to do movies and crazy. Yeah, I've always loved.
Kept going. He could have really been a force for sure.
Him and Ken Shamrock have always been my favorite fighters.
Ortiz, I can't believe what he did to Shamrock.
Yeah, but I tell you this here, bro. I don't believe that Ken Shamrock was no doubt not in his prime. In fact, correct me if I'm wrong, Shamrock was semi-retired and he was more or less coaching.
Yeah.
And he got ticked off because Ortiz cursed out one of his guys from the Lion's Den.
Yeah.
So Ken Shamrock jumped in and Ken Shamrock got mad. But don't forget something. Frank Shamrock came back, his brother, and had that classic battle with Ortiz and beat him.
Right.
That was a fight. Me and you should watch that again.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I have the UFC app. I could rewind any UFC fight on the Fight Pass.
Yeah.
That's what's nice about apps. You can just rewind
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But Boss Rutan was good, really good
Yes.
at the time. But UFC 321 is tomorrow night, and we already talked a little bit about Aspinall and Gane. I think we both agree Aspinall wins.
Absolutely.
Would you say by
unequivocally.
knockout?
I say by knockout, but get ready. Let's get ready to rumble because the problem is this is UFC and anybody can do anything
On
at
any given
time.
night,
The
yep.
unexpected happens.
Yep. We actually we have the Conor McGregor clip on
Are you serious?
yeah, we have we're gonna roll it right now. The Conor McGregor clip on how God changed him.
Let's see
Let's
it.
roll it.
How interesting is this?
Oh, okay. Sorry, we got a technical difficulty. It'll be up in a sec. But what do you think about Umar? Umar's fighting tomorrow night. I think he's overrated, but that's my opinion.
Do too.
I think the Khabib name is the only reason why he's actually relevant.
Yeah.
What do you think about Umar Nurmagomedov? Did you see his fight against Merab? Merab destroyed him.
Yeah.
Merab is one of the best fighters in
That's
the
good when you even
UFC.
talk about.
Yeah,
I love Murad.
He's fighting Jan, UFC 323.
Jan's tough, but
That's gonna be a good fight.
that's
going
to be a good fight.
That's in December.
Yeah, but bro, Marab is another anomaly. That guy is just. I love him. I love his attitude. I love everything about him. You know, I don't think he has a social life. I think what he does for relaxation is he runs a marathon. You know,
I seen a video of Merab swimming in a giant pool. Giant pool. It was like an Olympic swimming pool, going back and forth 3 times underwater, and then jumping out like nothing.
Yeah, I know.
His cardio is the
Right.
best in the UFC.
Who was it? Rogan said after a fight they found him jogging down the street. So the next day he was like out running, like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy he's going to be the best in his weight class if he keeps
Agree.
winning.
I know.
Because his energy and his cardio is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, he beat the Russian dude. It was another one of it was one of Khabib's guys, if I remember correctly. Remember that fight?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I still am reeling from Alex knocking out Uncle I jumped up, bro. I'm getting to those age where I can't jump. I jumped up, brother. I think I woke up my neighbors upstairs. That was so exciting.
I think the most exciting thing is recently in the UFC. I mean, there's so many fights that are exciting. You can't say nothing. Every fight is great in the UFC. The thing about it, it's not like boxing. Boxing is an absolute joke. I mean, the face of boxing is Jake Paul.
I know, yeah, it's crazy.
Give me a break.
No. I grew up with boxing, and I used to go to the Garden.
Yeah, talk about it.
You and I were talking about before. I saw, what's the fat guy? I forget his name. Butterbean.
Yeah, Butterbean, yeah.
Butterbean. I've seen a lot of greats fight at the Garden back in the day. In fact, I told you, I was there when the riot broke out.
Yeah, it's amazing.
When Low Blow Galata, Andrew Galata, 1996, December 96, he punched Riddick Bowe. Hit him low blow several times, and they called the fight. That's when HBO did a special. A riot broke out at the Garden. I was there. It was unbelievable. You got that scene?
Yeah. So, I want to ask you this now that we're talking about all these legendary, going back in the past with some UFC fighters and now current fighters. Who is your top 5? If you had maybe not in order, but top 5 favorite UFC fighters of all time?
Well, first of all, I am still so excited that we have. This has been 30 years
Yeah.
because growing up, you always want to know, could a boxer
Yeah, that's
beat
unbelievable.
beat a karate guy? Could a karate guy beat a judo guy?
Yeah.
And that's why, if that's what happened. UFC answered the question of what is the greatest style of fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was a street fighter in the late 60s because back in those days it was all gangs and you had to
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
And I was a tough guy, but you know what? How tough? I thought I was tough until a guy, my best friend who I was living with, him and his brother, I lived with them at Sternberg University. They were 5th-degree black belts, and I used to make fun of them all the time because I thought these guys, you're karate guys, we're boxers. You know what happened to me one day?
What happened?
Charlie says to me, he says, Tommy, he says, and he was they were funny guys. He said it to me laughing. He said, I could put my left foot I could put my right foot on your left cheek.
Wow.
Before you could get your hands up.
Wow.
I said, Charlie, you couldn't even whoop me. How could you do that? He said, let me know when you're
Unbelievable.
ready. I was standing in the Union Building at Sternberg University.
Right.
All I got out of my mouth. This is how tough these guys are. You think you're tough until you meet these guys and you screw around with them.
Yeah.
He said, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.
I'm 19 years old. I said, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Ready.
All I remember was his foot. He did a roundhouse and grazed my jaw and bust out
Like you
laughing.
never, and you didn't even see it coming,
I
right?
never saw it coming. I was in shock. These guys are dangerous. They're very dangerous people, but some of the nicest people in the world. My 5 favorite fighters?
Yeah. If not, maybe not in order, but
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
who would-
I have to tell you, bro, I love Ken Shamrock. I believe that he's...
is that your number one
That's
ever?
my number one man.
Okay.
I
Ken
don't
Shamrock
believe,
was great.
Well, Hoist Gracie would have... I said this,
Hoist
I promise
Gracie,
you,
oof.
Gracie would never have beaten him if he didn't have that gi on.
Yeah.
That gi's a weapon.
Yeah.
That's like getting in the ring with a hammer.
Yeah. You guys like Cam Shamrock, right? He's one of the best.
Oh, come on,
He's
man.
got to
Back
be
in
one of the
day-
best too.
Yeah, back in the
He's
day.
the legendary one of the legendary fighter. Who's your number 2, 3, 4, and 5?
Ken Shamrock would be, again, my absolute unequivocal number one. I do like Tito Ortiz. I think
He's your number 2?
Yeah.
Tito was great.
I hate to say this, I love Frank Shamrock too, brother.
Frank. So you like Ken and Frank, huh?
Frank buried
Yeah.
Ortiz.
I know.
Come on,
I
brother.
know.
He buried him. I have to say that, of course, Conor McGregor. Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah,
Top-
bro.
It's your top 5?
Somebody's Irish. What do you mean? Of course. Yeah, he's in my top 5.
good.
Yeah, he's
That's
in
what I
my
like
top
to hear.
5. I have to say the Spaniard.
Oh, Ilya's on his way.
The Spaniard's insane.
Ilya's on his way.
Yeah, he's Spaniard. I don't know who number 5 is. I'd have to. Alex. I'll throw Alex in there.
Volkanovski's. Oh, Pereira or Volkanovski?
Pereira.
I mean, they're both great in their
They
own
are.
ways.
But I'm still in shock. I'm still so happy that he knocked this guy out in the Ankalaev in the first round.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I still have
He
popcorn.
destroyed him.
I still got
Destroyed him.
I still
Destroyed
have
him.
popcorn glued to my ceiling where I jumped up at my house in New York.
All right, so I'm gonna give you my top 5. It's not in order,
Yeah.
but I would. Oh well, number 1. Everybody knows my number 1.
Conor.
Connor's number 1. John Jones is my number 2.
I
It's
forgot
actually my 1 and 2. Anderson Silva.
Ooh.
GSP is in my top 5.
You're better than me. You got the best. Yeah.
GSP. Number 5. So many dudes. So
Yeah.
many guys. DC. Nobody talks about Daniel Cormier, man.
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier annihilated people. Stipe in his
Stipe.
prime.
Yeah, you're right.
There's so many. There's so many fighters.
Yeah.
I can't really decide my number 5.
I think you were right. I think you're a lot more accurate than me. They're what you said is the best of the best.
The greatest of all time in my order, top 3, is John Jones, GSP, and Anderson Silva. That's my top 3 greatest UFC fighters in
I think
history.
most people would absolutely agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'd agree with you, hands down.
Yeah.
I'd hate to see Jones get carried out though by my man Alex.
I don't see it. I mean, I like both guys, but I like Jones better. Jones, I've always been a John Jones guy. Dana White, even though he has a bad relationship now because he held up the whole company last year, because he was planning to set up the fight with Aspinall.
Yeah.
But for some reason, John Jones didn't want to do it. I don't know why, but now Dana White and his relationship is tarnished. But I think that could be restored because John Jones brings the money.
Yeah.
He brings the money
Oh,
for
come
him.
on,
But yeah, John Jones is definitely is definitely the greatest for me. Even Dana White with the relationship they have now, he says that John Jones the GOAT. No matter what they've been through together, John Jones is the greatest.
I've never liked Joan because of his attitude and his disrespect he showed toward Cormier. But I will tell you this:
that was bad.
If you put all of that aside and you watch him, it's insanity.
Yeah.
That right elbow, I mean,
He could do anything. He could
anything.
kick people,
Yes.
elbow them,
Yeah.
submit them,
Yeah.
punch them. He's the best.
Yeah,
Defense, offense. He
Yeah.
was the best. But I think we want to roll that clip for Conor McGregor now. Let's see what we got going on. Let's roll it.
I am not here just by chance. There is a higher power, God, that dictates my journey and all of our journeys. And I live my life by God's word. And since around that time that you mentioned at the last event, I've engaged on a spiritual journey. And I'm saved, I am healed. And on the back of that, the world is in for a treat. The world is in for a treat. My competitive spark that was once in my heart is now a roaring blaze. So I'm very excited. You know, I envy these men up here on this dais. They're right about to make weight, and they're to go in and enjoy and entertain and do what they were called to do, as am I called to do it. And you know, I'm eager to get back. And right now I had to dial myself in and go inward, and that I done.
Yeah, so that was Conor McGregor.
I am in. Thank you, Olga. I am in.
What is your
shock.
opinion on that?
I'm shocked. I am. Boy, he must have really. He's like the prodigal son in Luke's Gospel chapter 15. He must have hit bottom and come back.
He definitely
up.
at bottom. He lost a lot of things.
Wow.
And he was heavy into.
And there's skeptics out there going to say, well, he's only said it. Conor McGregor does not have to talk about it.
No.
Why is that even important? I'll tell you why. Because the world today has gone crazy.
Yeah.
We need to come back to a faith in God.
And I believe, I don't care. I believe Charlie Kirk has a big part in that.
Oh my gosh.
Especially with because Charlie Kirk wasn't far from age from Conor either, so they could relate in some aspect too. You know that
you can't take it away from Charlie Kirk. Most people that don't like Charlie Kirk, you know that I've traveled all over the world. I speak all over the world. Most people that don't like Charlie Kirk, they traffic in half truths. In other words, they don't do deep dives. They do these. They'll watch social media and they think they know what they're talking about. You have to take everything that Charlie said in context.
Right.
When he dealt with subjects that were, what have you. But Charlie Kirk was what we call a true educated apologist, and he brought thousands and thousands and thousands of Gen Zers, people under 40, back to God through Christ, back to their roots. Hey, what would you rather have them doing dope?
Yeah, exactly.
The plague of our society today. Yeah. Come on. So no, thank God for Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk was a major part of what we believe in our faith as a Christian.
Absolutely.
So that. I think through that you feel it that it's definitely been a big influence now. His life is definitely.
Kevin, everywhere I go now, I call churches. You know what they tell me? They say to me, Tommy, what we don't know what's going on. Our churches are filling up with young people that are wanting to come to God and come back to church. Yeah. And this is vital.
They said 65% of people from ages of 25 to 30 have gone back to church. So that could have an impact on him too. You never know. You never know. He might have, and he was a big. Conor loves Trump. He went to the White House and met Trump.
Forget about it.
He's went to Turning Point things. He's probably met him.
Yeah. Charlie Kirk. Yeah.
But what else do you think? I mean, that looks like a different guy to me.
Well, I think time is going to tell. I want to be skeptical.
Yeah.
I will say this. I don't think there's any reason why he would say what he just said about God. I mean, if you're standing before a judge and he's trying to get a judge to let him out on early parole, he's going to have a jailhouse conversion. But there's no reason why Conor McGregor should say anything like that I could think of. Yeah. I believe that he means it. Let's pray that he sticks with the Lord because, hey, if he's a follower of Jesus, he can't go wrong.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I believe with that in the ring and that spirit too, he could do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to you can't be the highest thing in life. So Conor, hopefully he's really found the Lord, or maybe the Lord found him,
Yeah.
and he could be a positive role model in that aspect for many people.
Do you
that are
think
out
he'll beat Michael Chandler?
I brother, I don't know.
Yeah.
Chandler's no joke, but let's face it, Chandler never lived up to once he joined the UFC.
Yeah,
he's
he never
yeah.
was that. Oh my gosh, you got to watch out for this guy.
Yeah.
He's the number one threat to the title.
He was a nightmare, but he gasses.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
He
He's
swings
explosive.
wildly
Yeah,
as the
Yeah.
fights go on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I like the guy a lot, but he
Yeah.
gets wild, and sometimes and that's when he gets caught.
But you have to ask yourself the question, I don't think, personally, this is just me, I'm more wrong in life than I am right when it comes to opinion. I don't think that anybody could have beaten Conor McGregor, not even Khabib, had
He
McGregor...
stayed focused. I agree.
Had McGregor been in his prime, which at the time he wasn't.
He wasn't.
He was not in... I'm not making excuses, I'm just
He
telling
took
you.
off from late
Come on, yeah,
2016, and he fought Khabib in 2018. That's a long time
2
off
years.
from fighting.
2 years
It's
is
a long
a
time.
long time. It was a stupid thing to do. It was an egotistical thing to do, and he caught a beating.
Yeah.
He caught a beating.
I
Because
think if he was 100% focused,
yeah.
anything could have happened.
I think also that for Chandler, Conor McGregor thrives. His energy is he thrives on sensationalism, big things. I'm not sure that Chandler does. I think that Conor McGregor can get in a person's head very quickly.
And think of this: it's the White House, the
my
scenery. You think Conor McGregor is going to want to lose on that?
No, absolutely not.
He's going to give it all he
Yes.
wants in front of the President of the United States,
The world.
in front of the whole world.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the biggest in the history
The
of the
biggest.
UFC. It's
Yeah,
not
the
gonna.
biggest.
There's not even, nothing's gonna compare to it.
This is almost too good to be true. I can't believe what you're telling
it's
me.
unbelievable.
When you rattled off the card before, we should be getting paid for this.
Yeah,
We're going
I
to
know.
fill up the White House. Listen,
Justin Gaethje, Ilya,
Yeah.
Conor, John Jones, maybe
Yeah.
Alex Pereira, Tom Aspinall. I mean, the main event
yeah,
either should be Conor Chandler or it should be John Jones and Aspinall. Just think of it. You got John Jones, United States,
yeah,
Aspinall, England.
yeah, yeah,
Fourth of July type card.
yeah.
We're celebrating the independence of the United States.
Yeah.
And they fight. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's perfect.
Yeah. That you know something? I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Because it's the 250th celebration of us leaving, England. Yeah.
Even
yeah.
DC said that and he can't stand John Jones.
I know,
He
it's
said
terrible.
put him on the card.
Yeah.
He said put
Aw.
John Jones on the card.
Kevin, think about it. With all the screw ups, and let's face it, he has screwed up a
Oh
lot.
yeah, he's messed up a lot in his
This
life.
may be a way of really, if you will, redeeming himself.
And he just lost his brother.
Oh, he
John
did?
Jones' brother just died, recently.
How
Yep.
did he die?
Um
In an accident, right?
I got it right here. Just give me a sec. His name was Arthur Jones.
Wow.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how he died, but he just lost him recently. So that's gonna give him some motivation too. I think.
It seems like one of the themes of what we're talking about tonight is humility. I mean, because
Yeah.
when John Jones started out, you know what's tattooed on his chest?
Philippians 4:13.
I can do all things through Christ. And when he
strengthens me.
first started out, Kevin, he really was a committed follower of the Lord. Not
Yeah.
some wacko religion.
Yeah, he was.
He was a follower of Christ.
I
And
remember
then-
him praying in the octagon
Yeah.
when he walked in too.
And for those out there that watch us, they think, this is not important. These guys, really, a lot of them start out doing what they do to bring glory to God and help people walk with the Lord. Then they get caught up in the fame. Who am I? There go I,
Yeah.
accept the grace of God in my life. So I hope to God this is going to be real.
Yeah, I hope John.
Can you imagine?
I would love to see John Jones and Conor win on that card. That would be big for fighting. It would be big for the fans.
Oh.
It would be big for the UFC, and they probably would fight more than ever too.
after that.
They're not going to want to just sit on the sidelines
Yeah,
because
yeah,
people are
yeah.
going to be asking why aren't they fighting anymore?
We got to do a show before it happens.
Yeah.
I mean, you do
oh
it
yeah,
afterwards.
yeah, absolutely.
Can
Absolutely.
you imagine?
It's going to be something else. It's
I
going to be
can't believe
something
when
else.
You read that card before. That's incredible.
I mean, those are just right now. Those are names that are being mentioned.
right.
Dana
they're being
White.
mentioned.
Dana White hasn't. It won't confirm anything until February. He won't because he wants an actual card made up then
Wow.
because He wants to do it in February. So February he'll have a card,
Wow.
and then June it'll
You know
it'll
who
take
needs
place.
to fight in the prelims?
Oh.
Dana White and Tito Ortiz. They were supposed to
I
fight.
know,
They never
I
had
know,
it.
I know. I seen that, but that wouldn't have gone well for Tito. Tito would have been out of the UFC in a heartbeat because Dana White was the owner.
Yeah,
He's
I
the
know.
owner now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dana White's the best owner in fighting. To begin with, the guy just knows how to constantly put on shows and constantly knows how to promote the UFC.
Yeah.
But what do you think? Peter Yan or Merab for December UFC 323 in Las Vegas?
Merab.
Yeah, I got
I
Merab.
like Peter Yan. He's been beaten before. Not decisively, not greatly, but he's been beaten. He's a phenom. But I think, again, you got this guy, Merab, that's up there as a GOAT. I don't see him get knocked
Oh,
off.
yeah, definitely.
He's not ready to catch a beating.
Yeah,
He's
and then you have the co-main. You have Alexandra Pantoja. He's unbelievable. He's against Joshua Van for the belt too. Pantoja is.
He's terrible. He's a terrifying man.
He's really good. I think he just passed Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse.
I loved Mighty. I miss
for
him.
most wins in the division.
Really?
Yeah, I think he just passed him his last fight, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I believe he did pass him.
Wow.
So yeah, we're gonna open the floor now. We're gonna open the floor now for questions. If you guys got any questions of we missed about UFC and what you guys expect for next year and the upcoming months. Somebody asked, what do you think about Fedor?
What about him?
Like, your opinion of how he was.
He's bringing out a very good point, whoever that is. It could be an argument, bro, for him.
That's James McGinnis.
Yeah, James, it could be an argument for him to be also the greatest of all times. Bro, he really, come on. You have to give it to Fedor.
Yeah.
That guy, I believe he's retired now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't mention him, and I'm glad
Fedor,
you did, James, because that guy, even as he got older, he was a terror. Terror.
Yeah. Fedor was unbelievable back in the day.
Yeah, true.
Anybody else got anything? Let's see what else we got going on here. Merab is on a different level. Yes, Merab.
No doubt.
Merab is definitely unbelievable. His cardio is insane. Nobody comes close to Merab. Another one, Boss Rutan, open hand palm strikes.
Oh, you remember those?
Yeah.
Whoever wrote
That
that.
was
Oh
James again. James likes. He was a big GSP. He's a big GSP guy. He loved GSP.
What a fighter! Probably the greatest ever come out of Canada. No?
Yeah. GSP. I said it. GSP's number 2 all time.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, if there was no John Jones for me, GSP is the greatest fighter in the history of the UFC because the guy was a monster.
Yes.
GSP was a monster.
He really was.
He also asked, who do you think would win between John Jones and Tom Aspinall if the fight were to happen?
Jones.
Yeah, I agree.
Jones is, like you said before, he has it all.
He has it all. That's why I keep saying, I don't care about his attitude.
I know.
When it comes to getting in the ring and he is focused on his opponents, that guy annihilates people.
Yeah.
He annihilates
His front
people.
kick, his striking, it's over.
Another great one that he also just said, Francis Ngannou coming back to the UFC. I love Francis in the UFC.
Too.
What he did to Overeem. Do you remember that
Yeah, I do.
when he completely snapped his neck like this?
Do you remember that? I know.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
That was one of the craziest knockouts.
Powerful.
He's the most. I think at the time he had the most power. I think, and I don't know if anybody has more power than him in the UFC ever. When it comes to completely loading up, Overeem's a big boy.
Overeem is a tough dude.
Yeah, he was a big guy. He beat Brock Lesnar.
Truly,
and they're both on roids. Yeah. They both were on roids easily. I mean, they say that fight, they were both on roids, I believe. I think Francis Ngannou would be great coming back to the UFC. He's one of the.
I forgot.
Him and Dana White had a falling out with contract, and he didn't get the money that he wanted, so he left, and he became a boxer. He fought Tyson Fury. He fought him very well.
Did he really?
Fought him very well, but then he fought Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua at the time was one of the best boxers. Yeah, he's unbelievable. He got completely killed by an Anthony Joshua. Francis Ngannou got knocked out. Wasn't used to seeing Francis Ngannou get knocked out. I mean, Anthony Joshua, that really shows how good of a boxer he is to knock out Francis Ngannou. But yeah, I would throw Francis on the White House card in a heartbeat.
Wow.
The guy's unreal. John Terramina. Yes, is McGregor really going to just come back after not fighting for years and actually win? Feel like he's going to be rusty, no?
I'm going to say yes. You're going to say no. But I have to agree.
I would think he would have some rusts. I don't think he's gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, if Chandler could be wild, I think if Conor if he landed him one time with the left, that power, you never know.
Yeah. Well, if anybody's going to catch Chandler, it's going to be Conor.
Yeah.
Conor coined the phrase that precision beats power every single time.
Yeah.
And if he catches him with that left, but I think John's got a very, very good point. I think that who we think we are and who we are two totally different things.
Right.
But you can't count out Conor McGregor.
No.
The guy is a phenom. If
When
gets
he's focused, forget
yeah.
about it.
And if he's now got a walk going with the Lord, anything can happen.
Yeah. Another comment: Islam moving up and fighting for the 100, the welterweight belt in a couple of weeks. That's at MSG actually. I hope Islam loses. What do you think? I don't like I said, I'm not a big fan of those guys. So.
Yeah, you're not. Who's he fighting? Because I'm a little out of it in these last.
He's fighting Jack.
Oh, Delamata?
Yeah.
I think he wins.
You
I
think
don't want
Islam
him to.
wins?
I don't want him to,
Yeah.
but I think he wins.
And if Islam wins, he's fighting Poirier next.
Islam?
Yeah.
Good. I want to see
I want Poirier to
pound
put his lights out.
him. Me too. Yeah, I would love to see that. So I hope he does win.
Yeah. I mean, Islam is one of the best.
I don't
I'm
think
not
he's
saying
gonna-
he isn't. I'm not a fan of him though.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to walk.
Islam is better than Khabib for me because he's got the striking. Khabib never had a strike game. He was a guy that wrestled people
I
and
know.
submitted people.
It annoyed me.
Khabib isn't the GOAT. He isn't the GOAT. People say he's the GOAT. He's not the GOAT. The guy retired like a chicken too early.
It bothered me that to be honest with you, that his game was to get you down, tie your legs up, and then ground and pound you. But let's be honest, him and McGregor struck it out. They had some good shots, but again, I'm not going to go there. I hope he does end up fighting the Spaniard because
I would love to
is
see
going to
it.
be a
That would
classic.
be insane fight.
Yes,
That's got to
sir.
be on the White House.
Yeah, man.
You got to put that fight on the White House.
Yes,
You got to
do.
put Jones. You got to put the other guys on
Yes.
it too. That's going to be an insane
Yeah.
card. Insane. If
Yeah.
you love UFC and you
Yeah.
don't like that card, there's something wrong with you.
Oh no, you gotta.
Khabib dropped Conor. He did drop him, but Conor was actually the only fighter in Khabib's career to actually win a round against him. So just imagine, James, if Conor was focused, I think he could have had a chance. I'm not saying he would have won, but I'm saying he could have had a better chance if he was actually 100% focused. You never know what could happen.
I feel like what's his name? Khabib's his ground game was inescapable.
Yeah.
It was inescapable.
his ground game was
Probably
crazy.
the guy was practicing his shooting on people probably 5 or 6 hours a day.
Right.
So once he got you down and then he tied your legs up with his legs, pushed you up against it, it was pretty much over for you. And that's
I want McGregor to win, but the odds will be great on an opponent winning. Michael Chandler, I don't think he would have great odds because I think he's lost his last 4 or 5 fights.
true, and he's not getting any younger either.
Yeah, he's actually older than Conor McGregor.
Wow.
So yeah.
And there's another thing too, Kevin, that some people thrive, like Conor McGregor.
That spotlight is going to
On
be.
the
He loves.
spotlight,
He's
yeah.
going to. There's no way he's going to want to be
Yeah.
not focused for that.
Right. Any other questions?
Let's see what we got going on. Instagram people are joining in and out. Thanks guys for joining. What else we got going on here? Islam is one of the best. He is one of the best. John said, well, yeah, if he catches him, he catches him. Yeah, but you're not understanding. Conor McGregor, if he catches him with the left hand, there's no way Michael Chandler is standing up because his chin is so weak. He's been dropped multiple times in a lot of his fights. And if that left hand lands, he's going night-night. The fight is over.
It's going to be interesting, people. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Yep. But I just want to thank everybody for joining on Instagram. Glad you guys joined. YouTube, thanks for joining. Yeah, Frank Mir was great.
Frank
Mir ran through Brock Lesnar the second fight. I think he lost the first fight against Brock. Yeah, Brock won the first one. Frank Mir won the second one. That was the downfall of Brock. But I thank you guys for joining on YouTube and Instagram. We're gonna see what happens with the UFC. There's a lot going on. The White House will be here before you know it, and we'll have another show. We'll talk about it before and after.
Yes,
that's gonna be something else. And thank you guys for joining, and hope you have a great night. Thank you.
God bless.